Welcome. The purpose of this 5-minute presentation is to highlight the benefits and practical applications of an integrated arts curriculum. Now, some of you might not feel very confident teaching the arts because you think, well, you haven't been trained or you don't sing or dance particularly well. Well, if this is how you feel about the arts, just imagine how your students might feel. What's really important is that you're open to new experiences and you do the same for your students. As stated by American philosopher John Dewey, art is not the possession of a few who are recognised writers, painters and musicians. It's the authentic expression of any and all individuality. Therefore, as educators, it's important that we provide a variety of ways for our students to express themselves through the arts. So, how do we do this in the classroom? Well, there are a number of great teaching strategies which support quality art education, and some of these include those based on inquiry, cooperative learning, information communication technology, and the arts itself. Today, what I'd like to focus on is drama-based teaching strategies. Now, some of you might already be including these strategies within your classroom. And for example, I know a teacher who certainly doesn't think of themselves as an artist, though recently dressed up as a scientist for the hook at the beginning of one of their science lessons. I also know another teacher who told me not that long ago how they had got their students to act out the 3 little pigs for an English unit. Both of these are great examples of drama-based teaching instruction. Teacher in role and role play. Another that I'd like to go through with you in more detail is called human sculptures. Essentially, this is where 2 students work together. One's a sculptor and one's the clay. The first thing is to pick a suitable word. Then, like with any drama-based teaching instruction or strategy, it's really important that you set the rules or review the rules. A great way to do this is to have a poster in the classroom that you can easily refer to. You need to be explicit with your instruction. For this particular activity, it's really important that you discuss with the students how they need to be respectful of each other, as there are a number of ways that they can sculpt. They can mould, or be a puppeteer, or even mirror. And it's at this point that you should model these techniques with your students. The next step is to pair. And as a teacher, you know your students the best, you might decide that they select their own partners. Or alternatively, to begin with, you might decide that each student is both the sculptor and the clay until they get comfortable with the strategy. Though working in pairs does help to develop cooperation skills. The visual art aspect of human sculptures is that the students are the artists, they're the sculptors. And to extend this even further, you can play music to set the mood, as well as getting the students to draw and take digital photographs of the sculptures. Because it's the post-discussion where the real learning occurs. And for middle and upper primary school students, a great way to do this is to get them to write in a journal and then to do a wraparound of these individual entries. What makes this strategy particularly worthwhile is that it's student-centred. It aligns with constructivism, where the students are actively involved. It's linked to Howard Gardner's multi-intelligence theory. Bodily kinesthetic, visual spatial, and interpersonal learning occurs. Learning through the use of movement and drama is really important today in the classroom, as students spend most of their time either speaking, reading, or writing. How far you take this strategy is really up to you and your students and the time you have available. You might decide to use it as a warm-up activity, or to extend students' vocabulary, or to use at the end of a lesson to check the understanding of a particular topic. What is great about human sculptures is that it's inclusive. It can be adapted for a range of ages and can be utilised across all learning areas. Drama-based teaching strategies are essentially an extension of dramatic play for children. It is well documented that learning through play is beneficial from a young age. It builds resistance by developing problem-solving and creative skills. As stated by social development theory Vygotsky, the child moves forward essentially through play activity. Therefore, the integration of the arts in the primary classroom enhances learning in a multitude of ways, including increasing student self-confidence, encouraging cooperation, and offering alternative ways to assess. So, therefore, I hope I have at least demonstrated for you, or perhaps even ignited, some new ideas of how the arts can be incorporated into your everyday teaching practice to benefit both you and your students. Enjoy the drama.